We will continue to defend the families all across this country who will be left with $419 per month less to be able to pay for groceries and mortgage payments and utilities. We spend $2.2 billion on roads and bridges. It would wipe out our entire roads and bridges budget. We spend $3.2 billion supporting assured income for the severely handicapped. It would wipe out that entire program. We will continue to defend Albertans and Canadians who rely on revenues from oil and gas to pay for the public services that they desperately need, including healthcare, education, law, justice services.
Can you spot the hidden clue in this document that has Trudeau's team in a panic? Danielle Smith's lawyers found it, and it's the key to their bombshell lawsuit. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Back to the video. Take a close look at the image on your screen. The devil's in the details, and this tiny oversight could cost Trudeau everything. Ready to put your detective skills to the test? Did you know Alberta's energy sector has lost over 100,000 jobs since 2014? That's not just a number. It's families torn apart, dreams shattered, and communities left struggling.
We spend $2.5 billion on post-secondary for their operating budgets. Again, it would wipe out that entire program. The losses to GDP mean $28 billion will disappear from the Alberta economy. I made note that he would do this on his way out the door. It's like a bad renter who's burning the furniture on their way out. He needs to call an election now to seek a mandate to do this not only to our province but to the country. Ultimately, this cap will lead Alberta and our country into economic and societal decline. And once again, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is putting reckless policy ahead of the needs and concerns of everyday Canadians.
Picture this. Once bustling oil towns now filled with for sale signs and empty storefronts. Hard-working Albertans, proud of their province's resources, now lining up at food banks. It's a far cry from the economic powerhouse Alberta could be. The province sits on one of the world's largest oil reserves. It has the potential to be an energy superpower, creating jobs and prosperity for generations. But instead, we're seeing a province held back by a web of federal regulations. Take the Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion. It's been delayed for years, costing billions in lost revenue and thousands of jobs. Or look at the canceled Northern Gateway project, another missed opportunity for Alberta's economy to thrive. The impact goes beyond just the energy sector. Local businesses are shutting down. Housing markets are in freefall. Young people are leaving in droves, seeking opportunities elsewhere. It's a domino effect that's crippling the entire province. Experts warn the consequences could be dire if this continues. Dr. Jack Mintz, a respected economist, predicts Alberta could lose up to $200 billion in investment over the next decade if things don't change.
Once again, Ottawa is putting up roadblocks instead of providing solutions to global energy security. And make no mistake, Alberta and Canada have the ability to provide security to the world. As the Business Council of Canada said earlier today, and I quote, imposing an oil and gas emissions cap will only make Canadians poorer. Strong climate action requires a strong economy. Justin Trudeau continues to choose to outsource that duty to provide safe, affordable, reliable, and responsibly produced oil and gas to dictators and less clean producers around the world.
That's not just Alberta's loss, it's Canada's loss. But Danielle Smith isn't taking this lying down. She's gearing up for a fight that could change everything. Her team has been working around the clock, poring over documents, building a case that could shake the very foundations of federal-provincial relations. Smith is preparing to challenge the federal government's overreach in court. She's arguing that Ottawa has stepped beyond its constitutional authority, strangling Alberta's economy in the process. It's a bold move, one that could redefine the balance of power in Canada. As we speak, Smith's legal team is putting the finishing touches on their arguments.
Albertans and all Canadians can rely on our government to actively explore the use of every legal option, including a constitutional challenge and the use of the Alberta Sovereignty within a United Canada Act. The cap will leave us neither A de facto cap on oil and gas production would restrict cross-border energy trade and harm our shared economic and security interests. We will not stand idly by while Justin Trudeau sacrifices our prosperity, our constitution, and our quality of life for his extreme agenda. With that, I'd be happy to take questions.
They're preparing to drop a bombshell that could leave Trudeau's government reeling. But what exactly did they uncover? What smoking gun has Smith's team found that has federal lawyers scrambling? The clock is ticking. Alberta's future hangs in the balance, and Danielle Smith is about to make her move. While Trudeau sleeps soundly in Ottawa, Danielle Smith's legal team works tirelessly, armed with a secret weapon that could upend Canadian politics. As the deadline looms, tension mounts in Alberta. What constitutional bombshell is Smith about to drop, and why is it making federal lawyers break into a cold sweat? Smith's team has uncovered a crucial piece of evidence that could turn the tables on the federal government. They're preparing a legal challenge that strikes at the heart of Ottawa's authority over Alberta's resources. This isn't just another political spat, it's a fight for Alberta's future, and Smith is pulling out all the stops. But Trudeau's government isn't backing down without a fight. They're throwing up roadblocks at every turn, trying to delay and derail Smith's efforts. It's a high-stakes game of political chess, with Alberta's economy hanging in the balance. At the core of this battle is Section 92 of the Canadian Constitution. Smith argues that Ottawa has crossed the line, trampling on Alberta's rights to manage its own resources. Her team is building a case that could redefine the balance of power between provinces and the federal government. Experts are divided on the lawsuit's chances. Some say Smith is fighting an uphill battle against entrenched federal power. Others believe she might have found a constitutional loophole that could change everything. The tension is building, and all of Canada is holding its breath. This isn't just about Alberta. The implications could shake the entire country. If Smith wins, it could open the floodgates for other provinces to challenge federal authority. The very fabric of Canadian federalism could be rewoven. So what's the bombshell that Smith just dropped on Trudeau? She's announced her intention to take the federal government to court, claiming their interference in provincial affairs is unconstitutional. Smith isn't mincing words. She's accusing Ottawa of playing clever word games to maintain control over Alberta's resources. The clock is ticking, and Smith's team is racing against time to file their lawsuit before a critical deadline. Every day counts as Alberta's economy continues to suffer under what Smith sees as federal overreach. The pressure is mounting, and the stakes couldn't be higher. This legal battle is more than just a courtroom drama. It's a fight for Alberta's economic survival. Smith is betting everything on this bold move, knowing that the future of her province hangs in the balance. As the deadline approaches, all eyes are on Alberta, waiting to see if Smith's gambit will pay off or backfire spectacularly. The battle between Alberta and Ottawa isn't just about pipelines and policies. It's a fight that could reshape Canada as we know it. Danielle Smith's bold legal move has thrown down the gauntlet, challenging the very foundations of federal power. If she wins, it could trigger a domino effect, with other provinces lining up to assert their rights. This isn't just Alberta's fight anymore. It's a defining moment for Canadian federalism. Will we see a shift towards stronger provincial autonomy, or will Ottawa tighten its grip? The outcome could change the balance of power for generations to come. As this legal drama unfolds, one question looms large. Is this the beginning of the end for federal control over provincial resources? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: Canada will never be the same after this showdown.